Okay, I'm live. Are we live, friends? Facebook. See, I am. I sure am. Welcome, everyone. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna remove the comments today. I'm gonna remove the comments today. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Let me go to Instagram and see how is it looking. Hi, everyone. Hi, Steve. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to have you. I'm coming alive on the other platforms right now. We're coming live. Nice to see you, Steve. How's Puerto Rico? How's Jaguru, your beautiful dog? Let me remove the music. No more music. Let me know if you can hear me loud enough or if it's too far. Let me know, guys. Give me a little feedback on the sound if you feel like you can hear me well. Tell me how you're hearing me. Tell me how you're hearing me. Oh, I need to see the chat. Hold on, hold on. Let me see my chat. Let me see the chat room on this side. Hello, Jenny. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. I want to put the comments right here so we can all see it. And I'm trying to see how I know I'm live on Instagram, but somehow. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Paradise. Yes, I know it. I know it. I know it. Uh, it's so close yet so far. But I'm gonna make my way there again soon. I discovered Puerto Rico this year and it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Oh, am I live on the School of Superpowers Instagram? No, I'm live on No Filter. Okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. We're here. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, I'm live on my channel. That's what's going on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to go to the other channel. I'm supposed to be live on No Filter channel. That's why I'm seeing Steve and everyone. Steve, everyone who's following me right now, Pinky, Sax, Didier. Hi, Didier. And Lens Perceptions. Guys, you're going to have to find me on Facebook or on the No Filter channel, the Instagram No Filter channel. That's where I should be live right now. I'm so sorry. I love y'all. I signed up on the wrong one. Discard. Man, I needed to be at the. Okay, that's what's going on. You see what it is? Do you see what it is? Guys, drop me a message. Tell me how you've been. We're going to talk about peace again. We're going to talk about peace. We're going to talk about how to protect your peace. We're going to talk about how much we value peace. What value do we really give? Do we give enough value to peace? How do you protect your peace? And I shared something with you guys. Now I think it's probably been, wow, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. but I'm going to bring it back because we have tools. We have tools that we can use to help us manage our peace. Yep, we do. It's not a random concept anymore. Like we don't have to suffer because of us not understanding how to manage those types of concepts in our lives. We don't need to be victims of those things. We actually have actionable tools that we can use to be able to manage those things. It's not just, oh, I wish I could be peaceful, or I don't understand why I'm not peaceful. We will be able to go through actionable steps so we can know exactly what we can use in order to find our peace and manage our peace and measure our peace. That's really the one that I want to show you. Now I'm going on to no filter. That's what I want to show you. And also today we're going to talk about this book. We're going to talk about this book, CICATRIX. I'm going to put the link of this book in the comments because the person who wrote this book, Leah, she's going to join us and she's going to tell us why she wrote that book, what was that book about. But at the end of it, you're going to realize that we could all be Leah. Any of us could be that person that went through what are going through. Everybody's peace at some point in time has been under attack. And so, yeah, there is a way to manage your peace. You don't have to be helpless when it comes to managing your peace. And we're going to talk about how we can value it more. But before we do that, I'm going to get Leah about 8:20, right? We're 8:10. We just got on all the other channels on Instagram. We just got on Instagram. Right now we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. For the Facebook people, if you can see me, drop me a message, send me a little hi. I don't see y'all at all. The people who are on Instagram, show me life, show me you're there. I'm gonna put that down. Show me you're there. The people who are live on Instagram. I only see a few people on YouTube right now, and we're on two Facebook channels. Show me. Okay, Babette. Thank you so much, Babette. Okay, Babette is there. So Facebook is good. We're going to talk about peace. We spoke. No, Babette was not the person I was talking to about this. I was talking to about this with a young woman. Sometimes you're retract with it inside of your home and you still cannot find peace because the people who are destroying your peace are around you. Mm. And what can we do about that? Hey guys, hey IG people. This is the School of Superpowers, first of all, and you know that we're gonna go into definitions. But let's do a few housekeeping rules. First, I want to say how much I'm happy to be back. I haven't been on for the past for 4 weeks, I think, because I had an interview with a young woman, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it with Erika Rosenthal on another book, and I had to cancel that one for personal reasons. And now I'm here and I'm doing this live. I'm really happy to be here. I really did miss you. I don't want to say however, I will stop my lives, guys. This is me announcing it for the first time. This is the second to last live for a while. Not because I don't love y'all. I really, really do. I really love coming here and sitting here and talking. But there's so much going on, and I do have to take care of myself, and I have to kind of prioritize right now. So I have to put some energy into some other projects. So I'm going to get them off the ground. And then once they're off the ground, I'm going to come back. Because one thing I don't want to do is come here and not give my full self. You see how much I love doing that. So that's why I'm going to have to stop for a little bit. And are you doing it? Yes, Giuliano. Oh my God, this is my buzz. This is like when life was good, good, good. Giuliano, it was when life was good, guys. We had so many beautiful memories, did we not? We had so many fun moments together. My childhood, a lot of it was good. A lot of it, nobody's life is perfect, but there's always good times. There's always good times that you can remember. So I'm really happy to see Gillian. I'm vraiment content. Wow. Mais c'est ça, m'a dit, no, guys, c'est que this is gonna be. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do it in Creole because we are on too many channels for me to only speak Creole. Hello, Joanne. We are on too many channels for me to speak Creole, okay? So please bear with me. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to stop the lives for a little bit. I have to just create so much more content, do so many other things that I have to kind of take a step back. So you're not gonna see me, or maybe you might. If you look for me, you're gonna see me somewhere else, but I'm not necessarily gonna advertise it just like that. But you're probably gonna see me somewhere else. But I'm gonna be focusing on that for the next few weeks, for the next few. Allo Sizzling, I'm gonna see you guys for the next few months during the summertime. You're not gonna see me. So as you know, the School of Superpowers is celebrating its first year anniversary on May 26th. So this is gonna be a great moment. I'm going to do a live on that day. I don't know if it's going to be on the Instagram channel, guys, because the Instagram channel is with no filter and they have a lot going on there. So I'll see. So we're going to do a live to celebrate the School of Superpowers first year. I'm going to talk about the projects that I worked on, how it went and how it's going to go. Okay. So I'm hoping that all of you guys are going to come and celebrate with me and share some things. People are going to be able to come on the lives as well if they want to and share a few words. So especially if you have something that you can share with everybody else that can, right? Why not? So we're gonna do something beautiful for the 26th for the School of Superpowers first year, and then it's gonna be dead silence. It's gonna be dead silence until Leah. I see you in the background. I see you in the gray area. You're not on yet, but I do see you. Nobody else can see you, and I see you smiling. So you're there. Um, okay, so that's my announcement, right? The On the 26th, the School of Superpowers first year anniversary, and then after that, I'm gone for a good bit, for a few months, because I have to put my energy into another project and I do have to take care of myself. Well, you do have to take care of yourself. You don't need to be overdoing stuff. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, we're going to talk about peace. Is peace a sexy subject? No. Okay, fine. Nonetheless, peace is crucial to our well being. We're gonna pull up some quotes. But the first thing I want to do is I want to go back to the definition of peace. Please bear with me. It is not boring. Please bear with me. This is something that is crucial to your livelihood. The definition of peace. You can break it down in a few. Peace is an absence of conflict. Absence of conflict. Okay. At its most basic level, peace is the absence of war, violence, and hostility. It's about societies functioning with a sense of security and order, allowing people to live without fear. Peace is harmony and coexistence. Peace goes beyond just the absence of conflict. It encompasses a state of harmony and cooperation between individuals or groups. Imagine different cultures or communities existing peacefully, respecting each other's differences. Imagine if you have a bunch of people with different backgrounds respecting one another instead of judging one another and trying to change one another to become like the other. Respect. Inner tranquility, meaning some people you look at them, you think they're at peace, but inside of them is turmoil. You don't know what's going on inside someone. Peace refers to that state of inner calm and well being. It's about feeling free from worry, anxiety, or agitation. This inner peace allows us to navigate challenges with a sense of composure and balance. You need to be at peace inside of you. That's the best state that you can be in order for you to accomplish all these things that you want to accomplish or that you need to accomplish. Peace is justice and equity. You cannot, if I'm at peace and you're not at peace, peace does not exist. Peace is when there's justice and equity for all. So ultimately, are we in a world that is peaceful? No, but we can strive for peace. You know, I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys ever watched the beauty pageants, and they would tell the girls, okay, if you had one wish, what would it be? And they would say, I wish for world peace. It's not as superficial as it might sound, because world peace means I'm at peace, you're at peace, he's at peace, everybody is at peace. It's a big feat. But if we all cultivate personal peace, we might be able to get to world peace. Okay? Another thing, misconception about peace. Peace is passive. That is not true. It's not because somebody's passive that they're at peace. Please, you might see somebody walking around, they're passive or they have a passive demeanor. They live life in passivity. It does not mean that they're at peace. Calm does not mean peace. Peace is utopian, meaning, oh, you will never get there. So, this is people who try to normalize turmoil. People who tell you that peace is a utopia are people who are trying to perpetuate um, um, whatever is against peace, turmoil inside of their lives and inside of yours. Be very careful. These might be their personal beliefs, but you don't have to believe that, because this does not need to be your life. But peace is not utopian. Yes, you deserve to be at peace. Peace is not a luxury. Silence equals peace. Guys, I think we know this by now. It's not because you see somebody that's speaking timid that it means that they're at peace. There might be a lot going on there. We're saying all this because I think ultimately we know these things, but are we really aware when we approach people, when we deal with people? Don't we let those misconceptions shadow the way that we can connect with people? Don't we not do that? Peace is weak. Peace is the strongest thing. Peace requires the most amount of strength, if you think about it, because peace requires you to go above and beyond those negative feelings to find that state of tranquility, that state of equilibrium. You have to overcome so much to be able to say that, okay, I'm at peace. Peace is not weak. As a matter of fact, peace takes strength. To restore peace in a space, it requires you to take responsibility. It requires you to have boundaries. As much as you take responsibility, you need to have boundaries as well. It requires you to overcome your negative feelings and not get into destruction. It requires so much. Whenever your peace is at stake, how do you deal with it? See, Leah's going to share those things with us because she went through something that honestly is her story, but is my story and it's a lot of people's story. Because at the end of the day, whenever your peace is disturbed by any situation, what do you do? Do you die or do you overcome? I'm going to share a few quotes and then we're going to take Leah so we can really be in that state of mind that we're looking for. You will not find peace by avoiding life. Virginia Woolf. I know I shared that quote with you guys a month ago. A lot of times people rather not take chances in their lives. They choose not to make a change in their lives. They choose not to try new things because they're thinking that they're protecting their peace. But in reality, they're just not living. Living less does not mean that you're at peace. So you will not find peace by doing less. Because, like the School of Superpowers always says, your soul will never be at peace until you give it what it needs. So, you trying to con your soul or yourself into having a lifestyle because it looks reasonable, you will still not be at peace inside of you because you're lying to yourself and your body knows that you're lying to itself. Like, you cannot fool your own self. So you will not find peace by avoiding life. Live your life. Enjoy it. Have experiences. Go up and down, right and left. But go back to that sense of peace. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Joel Jackson Miller. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Remember we were talking about world peace? So I'm not no nobody's asking no one to go into other people's lives and then restore peace. This is not your job. Your only job is to restore peace within your life. And if everybody took that responsibility, then the world would change. A lot of times we tend to overlook ourselves and go look at the other person and try to say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But in reality, we're not. we overlooked what that first person we were supposed to restore peace in their lives, and this is ours. Your responsibility is to take care of you, and and if you take that responsibility, trust that the other person will too, and that's how world peace exists. Eleanor Roosevelt, one of the former first ladies of the United States, I absolutely love so many of her quotes, and this one I really do love. It is not enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it is not enough to believe in it. One must work at it. So you see the level she went to? We can talk about peace. In Haiti, what's going on in Haiti right now, we talk about peace all day long. But now do we believe it? Okay. The woke people now believe it. They believe that peace is possible. Now we're, you're those aspirational people talking about how peace is going to be that. But then do you work on it? I think I had to do just that this week. To restore peace in a situation, I recognize that I do believe that peace exists, but then how do you get to the point where you overcome the situation to get to peace? It is an uncomfortable position to be in. This week I had to apologize by taking responsibility for my part in a situation because you generally do. I'm not talking about situations where you are fully victimized. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about most of our relationships with people. We share responsibility in whatever is happening in it. And so it's not just important to believe in peace, but it's important to work on it. I'm going to give you the last one, but from Maya Angelou, then we're going to get Leah. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the resolution of conflict peacefully. Thank you, Babette. Peace is a state of mind. Betsy's already there. I'm heating up the bench. I love it. Thank you, Betsy, for joining. Peace is a state of mind. Peace is a state of being, right? It is a state of being. Okay, so we went through all that. Now, the book is not about peace. So, Leah's going to tell us what the book is about. But I wanted to bring Leah on during this month as we're exploring this topic. Because when we were talking about the topic, I was like, yeah, I need to get her. And I sent her a message. I would love for you to be on the show because it's called Ripping Off the Band Aid. And I'm gonna let her walk us through this, but I think that there's a good lesson of peace in it. Okay. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring Leah in right now. I'm gonna put you on. Hi, Leah.
Hi. Good night, everybody. Good night, Christy.
How are you doing?
I'm good. A little bit nervous and excited all at the same time, just going through the motion. Um,
Okay.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. You see, normally I would have said, "You have nothing to be nervous about," but that's called toxic positivity. She's allowed to feel how she wants to feel. Okay, me, I would say, "Oh, no, Leah, why are you feeling so nervous?" But
That's
that's all right. I'm gonna make sure that the view is okay. Okay, I removed the comments. I'm gonna put them on the side so we can really get in on the entire screen. So, Leah, how was your day?
Day was good. Can't complain. Looking forward to this. I mean, super
You were
excited.
ready since yesterday, were you not?
Yeah. Everybody know I'm special. Yesterday, indeed, I was all ready and set and sent my message. No, it's not. It's today. So,
No, but that's all right. That's good. I think it's because you were looking forward to it. So, Leah, tell us a little bit. You can introduce yourself in a few words just to put people in the context of the book, and then tell us what the book is about, just generally before we dive into the details.
okay, I'm Leah Washington, and I am a survivor. I guess you would say domestic violence, and this book is about pretty much the story of Amaya, which is Leah's very close friend and struggling to find peace. Without giving you much details, my profession is computer science integration. And side hobbies, pretty much everything that's outgoing or even peaceful time with myself. So I'm Leah.
All right, perfect, perfect. I love it. Okay. I love how you presented yourself and you said you're a survivor versus, have been victimized or a victim. How do you, have you always seen it that way? Or was it a time where you felt like, man, why is this happening to me? And how did you make that shift?
Um, well, in order to know you were a survivor, for me, in my case, I would have to know that I was going through that process. That that was my reality. I would have to know that. And you go through the motion, and mostly because of our upbringing and what's expectation, whether it's from traditional parenting or church going. It's like your image of what domestic abuse is. Me, I did not know, and I'm not ashamed to say it. In my head, domestic abuse was different. It's like you getting beat down, dragged to the floor, waking up with a blue eyes. That's abuse. So I did not know I was going through this. It was towards the end of the process when psychological evaluation, after paying so much money, you guys, only for the psychologist to say you are abused woman and you've been abused in this marriage. And when I tell you, it felt like, what? Get out of here. What are you talking about? And the key word that was used is, all it takes is one time and I'm listening to you, and all you keep providing to me is are excuses and simplification.
Oh.
And even when the psychologist was telling me the things and my result of the different tests and the different scenarios that they put you through for you to, well, pretty much they were trying to say if I was crazy, because at the end, my partner, the true convention was, you crazy. And as you start
Mm.
hearing those from somebody that loves you, for better or worse, telling you you crazy, and little bit of truth, like the simplest truth, make a mountain out of it and convince you, yes, this happened. You yourself start believing that.
Uh-huh.
So it was like over 14, 13 years from the first incident that happened, which was, we wasn't even a year. And I was dealing with it. I was carrying that load through the marriage. And I would never, ever in my entire life said, oh, I'm an abused woman. Oh, my husband abused me.
Okay. So we met maybe 4 years ago. I remember meeting you at an event that we went to, all dressed in white. It was Wichel. Um, it was a okay, and we were both sitting at that on the table. I remember, I didn't know anybody, and then I was sitting there with you, and I remember that girl walking up to that table. Her super decked up, beautiful, like I mean, everything is like perfect, 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 right? And she walks up and she sits down, and then me, I'm looking at her. These girls used to dressing up, taking beautiful pictures of themselves. So I'm watching her, and I'm like, wow, like clear perfection, right? Fast forward now to me buying this book last year, and then I'm reading some of the dates, and then that there was a date that was connected to that event, like it was around that time. And I even wondered to myself, was it that night, right?
Mm.
I was looking at you, looked at this perfect, beautiful woman, confident, strong. Like nothing can hit you. I mean, I was intimidated. I was super intimidated. I was like, wow, like you have a big presence. When people are around you, your presence is big. How do you remember that night? That night, did you consider yourself like around that time, right? Did it already click in your mind that you were in a situation like this? Or were you still in that state of confusion and denial?
Ooh, Christy. And this is why, and I'm only gonna say this. Some of us wear our scars very, very, very well. And Leah is one of them. And one of the saying that my mom or aunties used to always say, when you watch your worst, you look your best. Because the devil can't see what you don't show. So a lot of those times, and it's that specific time that you are referring to, I was going through the motion. I was going through the process. And one of the ways that Leah escaped the toxic environment, which was called my home, get up, get dressed, and go. I didn't care where I was going. There are times I would get dressed and go sit and park my car at Walmart right under the camera and sit there. And just the thought of going home would pretty much take the best part of me, give me a headache. I didn't recognize those. I didn't know what it was.
So you were still just living like that's like you deserve to be like this.
That's it. I own it. I'm having fun. That reality doesn't exist in my head. And
So you
Leo's
shut it down, like you shut it down.
shut it down and were giggling, laughing, mingling. And at the end of the night, when I had to go home, it was a struggle. I would literally get in front of my house and park my car in my driveway and sit there for at least 1 to 3 hours. And sometimes I'll even fall asleep in the car. I didn't know. And that's what a lot of the section in CICATRIX you would see where it's not really definition, it's more putting an identity, a name to the emotion
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
I've gone through. I didn't know there was a word for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, during those time that you've seen that laughing Leah, giggling Leah, I was going through it. And in a passage of the book, I mentioned that it was about the church situation where Leah's husband went to church and Leah said, please, if anybody asks you about me, just tell them I'm fine, I'm okay. Because when I go to church, I do the same thing. I look my best, I go, I praise God, and then I would like to get out. And the minute somebody, where's your husband? Where's the kids? Where's this? So, or if he said, oh, something or involve them and what's going on, then I get a phone call. And that's all I had asked. Please just say I'm okay, all is well. You're
Mm-hmm.
not that important for people to ask about you.
Oh wow.
And it's just bring you to that point where it's always good to just literally check on the ones you love and say, how you truly doing? Because I hid it for a long time. And throughout the whole marriage time, I didn't even know. And when I did know, when you talk about peace, listening to you defining peace, I was in a war zone within myself. And nobody really knew how Leah felt or what state of mind Leah is. And there are times I just say, God, please just don't let me wake up. Literally.
So basically it was normal to not feel good. It
Yep.
was normalized to not feel good. So how did you, because that leads me to my other question. If it was normal to not feel good, so basically you didn't like it, but you thought that maybe that's what you deserve, but this is just what life is.
That's what marriage is.
That's what marriage is. So how did you, but you still want it inside of you, you were still in conflict. You could not accept it.
I could not accept it. And when after they say, be careful what you say to somebody, you hear it so much. You evil. you mean, you this, you that. You start to believing, you start to questioning, doubting,
Your
right?
own self.
Your own self. And even you start taking the little bit of wrong that Leah could have done. Well, maybe I was a little harsh. Maybe I could have done it this way. You start taking that little bit and just totally criticize yourself to a stupor,
Yeah.
self reduced to nothing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
So what started to give you? What started to? Because now we're in that state of mind. I know in the book you described some of what happened to, like, situations forced you to see the situation for what it really was. What were the transformation that were happening inside of you as well? Because I know that in the book, like you said, there were some events that forced you, but
yeah.
what about inside of you? What were some of the things that where you felt maybe I do deserve something else? Maybe I can have a different life. Like, how did you reconnect with that?
I didn't. And when I tell you, when you reach your lowest point, somehow, some way, I'm not saying if you are a believer, because there had come a point where I didn't even believe. I say, okay, God, if you exist, what is my end game? Because I'm done. When I was at my lowest, where Christy, and I'll be honest with you, where I'm speaking and talking to friends, and I remember the Queen Bees and all, and they were planning this outing. I was all for it. Every single body canceled but one person. And I'm like, I don't know this person. I really need to, I don't know. I need to get out this house because I feel if I don't get out, it's going to end up two ways.
Yeah.
I'm going to help God and say, okay, I'm ready to come see you. So therefore, I'm coming to see you. When you sitting there having, contemplating a conversation of how you done, you don't want, it's it's crazy. And now speaking about it, it's like you having a whole conversation. How you gonna end your own life? How you gonna, what is it? Who, it's out of nowhere. I got in my car, I started driving, and I was driving to the location where we were supposed to have this walk. And I met this lady. I met her, I don't know her. And it's Betty from
Oh,
Fortunately.
oh, that's how you guys. Okay.
She didn't meet Leah. She met Leah's corpse. Because when I tell you, I did not know this lady, I unload, I cried, I boohoo. She probably was thinking in her head, what in the world did I get myself to? And I said, okay, God, you are funny. I asked you for light, for something, some hope, somebody, anybody. He did not choose a family. He did not choose a friend. I could have easily opened up to my sisters. Inside of me, I was done. I could have spoke to my, I could have speak to my pastors. I have a great church family, but it seemed like all those doors, I don't know, when you're in that still pool, it's like people that you know that loves you, that would open the door, they the number one that you kind of shut out. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want the judgment. Not that they
Yeah. You're
didn't
afraid of the
judge you.
judgment. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like I said to you, you become your own worst enemy, your
Yeah.
own Debbie Downer, and that's the worst. And that lady, that's why I said there are certain people in my life, no matter what they do,
Yeah.
I cannot. Because you literally, when you said, when I was at my worst, this person was there.
Yeah. Oh, Leah, it's it's never as much as this has happened a while now, it's in the past, but it just always feels so raw because I think when something touches your soul I don't know, the soul, yes, you probably forgive, you move on, but the soul carries it with you. But you know what I love about your story is how I was able to witness what I thought to be somebody who was on top of the world, but then inside of you. But it's always like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you are okay to share, I want to do an exercise right now. Okay, we're going to do an exercise. So,
Okay.
a few weeks ago, I presented peace, and there's a way for people to measure their peace level. You're going to look at five different areas of your life, and you're going to measure the peace level. We're going to go for Leah before.
Okay.
Leah before and then Leah after. Then we're going to go through each one of those P's. But I want to you when we're going to go to Leah from the past, I want you to be able to share an example of how your piece was affected in that area, if you can. If it's not too personal, you don't want to go there. So I'm going to explain all of it to you. So this guy named Jeremy Kubicek, but I honestly think Tony Robbins probably came up with that concept.
Mm-hmm.
He says that you can measure your peace level if you look around five across five areas of your life. The first area is your purpose, what you do and who you are. The second area is people, the people around you. How much do they contribute or are in the detriment of you? Then you're talking about place, where you live, your neighborhood, the people you frequent, your surroundings, your community. Then they talk about personal health, mental, physical, spiritual, right? How good, how is it supporting you or is it something that's dragging you? And then the fifth one is provisions, meaning your resources, what you need, what you have to fulfill your needs, not your wants. So Jeremy Kubicek says you're going to score each one between 0 and 100, add all of them together, divided by 5, so you can get an average of your piece, and that's going to be your piece score. So let's go to the first one. Let's go to people, that first P, where people is if you measured your people level, meaning the people around you, do they make you, do they break you, do they support you, do they encourage you? The previous Leah, how would you have ranked between 0 and 100 what your people score was? And then give us an example of why it was, what the reason as to why it was so low or why it was so high at that time.
My immediate for my people, it was always high. I would say it was more like a 90 if I could go that high.
Mm-hmm.
I have the support group,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it was in strangers or in friends and family members, they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Leah understood where she was at?
Uh-huh.
That's the caveat to that.
Uh-huh.
I
So you
know.
didn't recognize you had that. You didn't recognize you had all those good, positive people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I did, because Leah is such a person, and I'm speaking in third party, that she can go to a rock and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And next thing you know, Leah's dancing and having fun with that rock. And by the time Leah would leave that rock, I would know something personal about that rock. That's Leah's behavior, whether it's professional or personal. If I meet you, my goal is to make one plan to, by the time I walk away, I know something about you. Those people were there. Leah did not recognize her mental state where she was at.
Hmm. Hmm. So then we're talking about the personal health. So we're talking about the personal health now. The personal health. So your people was good.
Mhm.
Personal health, which is the mental, physical, spiritual health. How was that in Leah's previous life? Health
A two,
too.
a two. I fake it well. I deserve an Oscar.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And not to be off subject, that's why sometimes my parents, my mom particularly, she never really understood what was suicide. She would say, "Oh, it was just lack of prayer. You need to pray." My mother watched me gone through that process where after everything, I literally was in a mental state where I escaped my mind, where I was ready to take my life. It was a friend, Michelle,
Oh, I
and
know Michelle.
Dr. Dorothy. They say I called them. I don't remember. I called those people, and Dr. Dorothy, I guess she's a doctor. She's good in the mental. She was calling everybody. I need somebody to get to Leah. Nobody knew where Leah was. I don't know where I was.
Mhm.
And all I remember is I wake up beside my bed and find Michelle beside me. And my mom was like, she had to go in the bathroom with you. You had a blade. You was ready. I was like, what? No, I didn't. I did not believe what Michelle was saying to me. If my mother was not a witness to this and I just watched the lady and she did become a believer, how suicide real? I didn't know.
So you actually lost your mind.
I did. I lost it. I've called a few people. They say I did. I don't remember calling them. And I don't remember getting to my room or in my bed. I just remember waking up beside my bed and Michelle was standing there and I'm like, what are you doing here? She just smiling.
And you were not under any kind of influence of anything. It was just you normally.
Was not under nothing, not a thing. And it's just, as she explained to me what happened, my mom said, yeah, she was in the bathroom with you. And she explained, I was like, you lying. I would never take my life. I didn't know.
Yeah, somebody said you were in a trance. You were in a trance.
So in that emotional personal, I would say two,
A
and
two.
that's me being nice. I could even go all the way to negative 100.
Okay. All right. Place where you were, where you live, your physical place, your home, your neighborhood, your community, your city. Old Leah, was the place that you were in, physical space that you were in, was it supportive? Was it growth? Or was it something you wanted to keep? Was it something that you was supporting you? How was that?
My home, I would say it was like a one or two. Because, sorry if I'm taking long, but going through
No,
this,
take your time.
the worst thing that the law could do while you go through a domestic violence situation is both of you living in the same household. So the place was not it. It was zero. And that's why I said every time I had to go home, my head, I wanted to pack up my kids and go, but you can go, but you can't take your kids. And but my son still sleep with me at that time. He still does up to this day. He comes, he sleeps. And he would say, Mommy, don't leave me. So I didn't want to leave him. But yet I was slowly dying. My home, no. Work was good, but towards the end, I was falling apart. And I have a great team, a great manager, a great leader, and she'll just look at me and say, just go in that room. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Okay. So people was good. Personal health was not good. Place
no,
was not good.
no.
What about your what about your provisions, your resources? What you needed to cover your basic needs, not anything extra, but your basic needs. Was it threatened? Was it in a state of was there fear around your resources? Or was it something that was relatively stable and that was actually providing with you some sort of peace?
That was stable. Um, at some point, my resources, finance, all of that, yeah, it was good. I would say that probably was more like a 70,
Okay.
you know.
So that helped keep you sane.
That helped keep me sane in that level
Yeah.
because I would say work was my escape. It was one of my escape, going to work.
Hmm.
And I did manage my own finance at one point after everything first happened from a year after, before a year we got married. Everybody operated their own account. That's your bill, that's my bill. So that part
Hmm.
I've always had that under control.
Okay.
So I would say that's a 70.
That's so great because so many people, so many women are actually in the opposite situation where, you might get to a place where, there's even more control over that aspect of their lives. So I'm really happy for you that you had that one, at least you had that one covered. And then so the final P is purpose. Purpose is who you are versus what you do. Were those two things aligned? Who you are and what you did, how aligned were they? Or how misaligned were they?
They were misaligned, um, very much so. Who I was and what I did, that person was gone. I didn't know. So I would say that was more like a 40 if I have to put it in numbers.
Yeah. So it was also definitely below 50.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, because you lost that purpose. You don't know. And even right now, that is one I still struggle to find peace with because I go from being a mother of four to now I get to see my kids every other weekend. And my
Yeah.
oldest one, I get to see them if they want to come. Now I have somebody telling me how to raise my children.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that's the hardest one to find peace with, even I pray for daily and I still struggle with it.
Yeah. So is it court order? Is it the court order or is it that he is with another person?
No, that is court order.
Okay.
When you're dealing with somebody that pretty much you find your children in a place, I would never see my kids in the middle of this divorce or my kids standing against me or telling stories to a police officer. It had gotten so bad where if it wasn't recordings of video cameras that I had or my son, I watched my kids put together with my husband to a point where not only I was trying to be kicked out of the house, but pretty much locked up. It was difficult. And then I have to look back and say, Lord, I forgive them. It's not them.
So the situation affected them to the point where they had to make up their own minds and their own understanding of the situation.
I don't think they
And
had that chance. I see them more feeling guilty. If they wanted to talk to mommy, they felt guilty because it was more, they feel guilty for loving me. They feel guilty for wanting to spend time with me. Because
yeah,
when I went through that and watched my kids changing, that's the worst thing. And two things that I did care about the marriage. Our kids always been straight A's, keeping them out of it and keeping them going, making sure they always gonna be okay. I thought that was a us. And the next thing is making sure it doesn't, it will impact them, but mentally. And he knew that.
Yeah.
If I don't care, if you say you don't love me, I don't love you, I don't care for you, and the only thing you know I care for is the kids, I would never think the number one person to protect the kids from was the other person that should love them. And that's where I felt, because when the system come and say, well, your kid said, I said, no, I would never ask him, not knowing the whole collaboration was him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a situation like this, you never really move away from it completely, right? So now we're here today. A lot of it is in the past, but the remnants of it and the impact of it is still present. How do you manage your peace now? Like, have you been able to raise your personal health peace level? Have you been able to raise the place that you're in? Have you been able to raise those peace elements?
Yes. Yes. And
Tell
yes.
me about the personal health and what has helped.
The personal health is, whatever I can change, I change. Whatever I cannot, I've accept.
Hmm.
And you, every people that know me know I'm very big on biblical scriptures. And I use the story of Job in the Bible where he lost everything. And there's a favorite verse that I use, Exodus 14, verse 14, and Matthew 11, verse 24. And not to put my daughter, my oldest one, I used to always, everything I say, I quote a scripture. And towards the end of the divorce, she said to me, you will lose your kids. We're going to make sure of it. You lose all of us. Where is your God now? Do your God know you are a lie? You keep quoting, you keep praying, you keep doing this. God is not going to save you. And my daughter come around and she see me now. I'm at peace. When you, I start changing my environment, I start changing my mindset, I meditate more,
Hmm.
I give myself purpose.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
If I did not take my life when it should have ended, I'm here for a reason. I love my children to death and I'll give them the last. I stopped living for my kids, I live for me.
Hmm.
My
Yes.
husband knew that. He knew I live for my kids. If you're living for your kids, think about yourself.
Hmm.
Because when he took my kids away,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's when I hit rock bottom and I lost it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who gave me the kids? God.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's my weakness. When somebody know your weakness, they know how to attack you. So guess what
Yes.
you do? Don't let it. My problem was not with him. My problem was not with the kids. My problem was not with me. My problem was with God. And I had to get to the nitty gritty and, okay, what is it? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to count on you. If I didn't give up now, I'm not going to give up. Work it out. And Chrissy, he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing moved my peace. Oh, okay. You don't want to come this weekend? Fine. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Your happiness controlled by you. I
Thank you.
stopped allowing people to control my happiness or my
Thank you.
peace. All them time I had peace and self-control defined wrong.
Thank you. Say that again. Peace and self control defined wrong. They were not under your control.
Oh,
Another person had a hold of it.
yes. And I I'm college graduate, and education don't mean nothing, but I'm just saying I'm not illiterate. I might not speak English properly because I'm a foreigner, but I had self-control and peace in a bucket that I misdefined it.
Yes.
And I had to find, when you start finding what does that mean?
What does that really mean? Because if somebody can take that away from me like that, what does that really mean?
What
Is that mine? If you can take it away like that, it's not mine. I need to redefine it.
how did this action brought me to the stupor where I was willing to take life and lost mental? Oh no. And that's when I start meditating, self-educating, researching, talking to group, and not afraid to share my story. Because if I'm here today, it was the people that strategically that was placed in my life for a reason, for a purpose. So therefore, if my story, because Leah was always well put together, not to toot my own horn,
Girl,
nobody
you
would
are
ever know.
totally.
Nobody would ever know that. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And it started within my family, like watching my family that think suicide was a joke. They didn't think it was a mental issue, or my mom, or the older generation.
Yeah, of course. So taga-tagala. Salia tagala.
Oh, I'll pray everything. Madu Satan. In a club, what pay my sherry? This and that. And yet, I'm dying. You standing right beside me, and I'm dying beside you. You don't know. I've lost the peace. I lost the self control, and I've lost it all. And you didn't even know. What were those?
Yeah.
How did I allow this person to have that many control? You ain't God. Oh, even my kids. Okay.
Thank you for saying that, Leah. Even your kids, there's no honor in having all of that. You put all of that responsibility onto them, onto anyone.
No.
Okay, so you said the personal health is much better now.
Oh, yes.
The place, because you had to be in a space with this person, but now the space, he's not there anymore, but then you're not seeing your kids how you want to see them. But how would you rate your place?
I'm 100. Yes,
Oh,
Lord,
praise the
I'm
Lord.
100. He made the impossible possible. I purchased my home. All of this happened within a year. And I made my pact and my prayer to God. I said, God, I serve you. I worship you. I pray to you. I'm trusting you. I've slept in my car. I've slept in my car. I have places to go. I could have gone to friends and family houses. No, some of them I did. I love my peace. And I always tell people that know me say, I always say, my home is my peace.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? I don't wanna go rent and then have to pay somebody and have to do this. I have to get my home. Everything work out when I've struggled so hard. I said, I'm not losing faith. I said to my cousin, which was my realtor and my lender or whatever, I said, listen, you're not the one that's gonna do it. He will do it. Otherwise, I will cease from saying, okay, God, no. Everything happened right before the year end. I stay calm, my home. My children came and celebrated Christmas with me. Just like, Mom, how did you get a house? When the enemy said the impossible, just remember you serve a supernatural.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm at peace 100% at my place. When I'm home, I don't even want to leave. And my friends and people that know me say, you always want somebody to come to your house. Why can't you come? I say, honey, my house is always open. I'll feed you. I'm at
I absolutely love that. I love how the energy changed from how your place was and how you could not even go inside your home to now you're there. But what I love about this story is that Leah's not here telling you that her life is perfect. but she
Mm.
has worked on many different aspects of her life to get to increase the level, to get your life to a place that is acceptable to you. But another thing that I love about your story is your understanding of taking ownership and responsibility for the things that are important to you in your life,
Mm.
and to not let another person, including your kids, have control over it. They can impact it, but they cannot have a hold of it. And you regaining that hold of your life is what I love about this story. Is not knowing yourself to now getting to a place where you're understanding yourself more and becoming alive within yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Leah, I added the link of your book on in the chat, Cicatrix. I started reading the book. I mean, I read it like in a day and a half, I think. Um, and I cried. I cried because I know you, right? So I've
Mm.
seen you, but then I didn't see. So this has always been something that has messed me up, and I wonder, how will we ever know? Because the people we see social media, everybody's beautiful, everybody's shiny, everybody's posting their best pictures, but it does not mean that they are at peace.
No.
It does not mean that they are living a healthy life. And I don't know, I don't have the answer to how do we help one another. At the School of Superpowers, I create the platform so we can talk. So we can talk about those things. So people can see beautiful people having problems, or people you would not suspect having problems.
Mhm.
People who seemingly got it together having problems. Talking about those things. I wanted it to come from the mouths of people like you. So people could see. Because how do we train ourselves to understand? You said in your book, you gave a few pointers. Ask questions, ask people how they're doing.
Yep.
What are some of the other things? What are some of the signs that we should be looking for? What do you think that if people had seen, maybe, or is there something they could have seen that would have made a difference?
With me, no. With me, there is not much you could people could have seen, or I wear it well. But some of the sign that you can actually recognize and kind of picked up on, really listen.
Listen.
Most people say, I'm here, but you talking, they're not listening. They processing, not listening what you actually saying.
Hmm.
And sometimes, yeah, it's good you send a text message here and there. Yeah. But if you can, pick up the phone.
Hmm.
Pick up the phone. Hey, how you doing? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's grab some lunch. And one of the friend I have. Well, I'm not gonna say, but I have a lot of great friends that I know that love Leah genuinely, that reach out to me even when I didn't even tell. Wait, I don't like how you sound. I
Hmm.
picked this up on your voice.
Hmm.
And you know what Leah started doing? Avoiding the calls. If you used to talk to this person, you see good morning, or you had a communication, and you see that seed start dying, pick up on it. Like, there are times I avoid my mother call, because the minute I say, yes, mom, what's going on? Why are you crying? You need to, oh, this, blah, blah. Can I call you back? Some
Yeah.
of your friends or people that knows you, they can hear that based on your tone voice.
Yeah.
So if you feel something is odd or you don't know, once in a while, just reach out and pick up the phone. If you
Yeah.
love that person, don't
Hmm.
just send a text and say, I'm thinking about, pick up the phone. The voice will give them away a lot quicker if you
Yeah.
familiar with that person.
Yeah. And in a world where now connection is not something that we do, our connection has changed so much in the way that we communicate. But I still do believe that there are ways for us to continue communicating and continue connecting, because
Yep.
it seems like this question does not have a good answer to it. If you don't get involved, you will just not know. If you
Mhm.
don't get really involved at a personal level, you won't know. There's not a checklist that you can
Oh,
look at and say, oh, she okay. No, you
and
have to
don't,
have that human emotional connection with the person to
yep,
be able to pick it up.
yep. And also don't rely on social media.
No,
No.
but social media is exactly, you know what I want to do from now on? Actually, what I want to do, I'm going to create a disclaimer. I'm going to create a disclaimer. Every time I finish posting a picture, a beautiful picture, I'm going to say, please do not take that picture and consider that this is a reflection of my life. It is not a reflection. It's just a snapshot of a 1 second of a moment. And you still don't know what's going on inside of me. The picture might be beautiful, but you don't know what's inside. Like, I want
Mhm.
to put a disclaimer like this on all pictures because we tend to still forget that. Just like I forgot, when I looked at you, I saw something else. I didn't see the person inside. But granted, I did not know you, but I remember the impression I had when I met you. Strong, beautiful, but you were intimidating again, like I said. But you know what? Honestly, if I thought about it, because I found out that you were super softy afterwards, I could have understood that, because that energy that you were exuding was so intense. And maybe that's where the intensity was coming from. Because I caught you at a different time when I didn't pick up on that intensity in our, I saw the you're just such a sweetheart, and you were not intimidating at all. And then so maybe that's what it is too, is sometimes when you see people come on strong or you feel an intense energy, don't automatically assume that the person is trying to intimidate you or that the person is trying to be a certain way. It could just be them overcompensating for how they feel inside.
Mhm. Yes.
Leah, this was a real pleasure to spend this time with you. I've been wanting to do this since I read this book, and I'm glad that we had a chance to talk about it during the month where we're talking about peace, because I rather talk about it in a sense of peace than in a sense of victimization or anything like that. I do believe that everybody has their turmoils that they go through. The cycle can ends up being the same, in the sense that if you don't take ownership in charge of your own health, of your own peace, you will not be able to get out. You will not be able to get out of that state of depth if you're not, if you give your power away like you did, or your understanding away, or your knowledge away to somebody else for them to manage.
Mhm.
You get into a place of weakness. So I love that at least we were able to get those things. I wouldn't say at least. I'm glad that we were able to focus on those things. And I'm hoping that people who are here today can connect with that message. And look, heartache happens to everyone at different degrees.
Mhm.
This is a story of overcoming. So if you're listening to this live and you're going through something like this, there are resources. You are absolutely not alone. They say 4 out of 5 women have or will go undergo something like this in their lifetime, which means we've got to continue those conversations, and we've got to understand that we are not alone. Too many people go through this. Too many women, men go through violence as well. So
Yes.
let's not forget that. But mostly, the vast majority of it is women and children, because they are the for a lack of a newer word, the weaker gender, okay, the weaker sex, like they say in French. So understand that if something like this is going to happening to you, you don't need to feel ashamed.
No.
You don't need to feel embarrassed. You don't need to feel alone, and you don't need to feel despair, because you can overcome it, because you have what it takes inside of you to overcome it. And reach out. Look, Leah is right here. Everybody's
Yep.
reachable on every that's one good thing about social media now, is that everybody can connect with anyone. If
Yep.
you like Leah's story, if you feel like you're connected, and I'm sure I'm volunteering her, but I'm sure
Yep.
she would be
Volunteer.
glad to support anybody who needs to talk about it, who has questions, who
Yep.
wants to. overcome a similar situation. And same as me, if you going through something like this, somebody that you know is going through something like this, please just reach out to one of us, or reach out to a friend, reach out to someone. As a matter of fact, you might reach out to somebody you don't know. Leah reached out to Betty. That was a perfect moment where they had to be together by themselves with no one else. Use those opportunities and open your heart, and so you can save yourself, because that's how you started. It seems like that's how you started the process of transformation, Leah. That was a pivotal moment anyway, had that conversation that you had with Betty.
It was, and her being the person that, well, God made put her to be, and even her own, what she said, I almost didn't come because I had to work and traffic, and but I just had to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just having that person there and open up, reach out. If you don't want to be judged, well, Leah's not gonna judge you because I was never a timid person. Going through this process and also losing a friend to domestic violence, I didn't know she committed suicide. I didn't know. And being so close to it, I understood.
Yeah.
Reach out. You can call me 678-993-4510. Message me, Leah Washington, or CICATRIX at yahoo.com.
And
Message
please.
me on Messenger. If you
And,
want a copy of my book, CICATRIX, you can get it on Amazon, or you can reach out to me,
mhm,
678-993-4510.
mhm,
And if you really want to read Leah's book, you cannot afford it, reach out to me.
mhm,
Reach out to me if you really, because this book, it's really to help.
mhm, mhm,
I had help, I had the avenue, I had somebody in my corner,
mhm.
and the support group. Going through this alone, you will not survive. I
Yes.
tried and I almost did not survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need a support group. You don't have to be my friend. You don't have to be my family. You can reach out and you will be okay. I've lost everything. Now I have my peace. Nobody can take that from me. And I'm building with that peace, you unbreakable.
uh you could not have ended this better. You could not have said anything better, because you made my point for me. Thank you
Oh,
so much. You said, I lost everything. Did you hear what she said? I lost everything, but I have my peace.
yep,
Understand that sometimes you have to be willing to let go to find peace, because sometimes we hold on to things that no longer serve us. And sometimes we have to learn to let go and find peace.
yep.
Leah, people are really loving your presence on the show. So many great comments. Thank you, Landy. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Babette. Thank you, Dalu. Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you guys.
Thank you so much for just being there with us, and for commenting and for sharing this moment, because we went deep. We went into I'm just hoping that everybody got a chance to connect to the message today and really got something out of it. Ultimately, even if you don't go are not going through a situation of domestic violence, please do understand how important peace is. And there is a lesson for you in it as well, in how you can learn and manage and maintain your peace. And understand, Leah did not even know that her peace was under attack. Now you have a system where you can define what your piece is. Go across your life, look at those 5 P's and evaluate them and rank them for yourself. And if there's one that's an issue, like for Leah, it was her mental health. She had to take care of that in order to that was the first step to get out of that situation. It was a negative number. That's all I will say. Leah, thank you very much. I know I will see you very soon, I'm sure. We live in the same circles. But I was really happy that you spent the time with us. And I appreciate you so much, and continue on being this beautiful light that you are.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my story, to get personal. And it's always a hard, it's difficult, but I'm glad you gave me the platform as several in many different groups. But you from day one, Christy, you are phenomenal. And I'm glad, I'm thankful for the Queen Bees of Atlanta. If it wasn't for them, a lot of the people, including Coach Betty, I wouldn't have.
Thank,
Everything in your life is for a season and a reason. So thank you.
thank
I'm
you,
great.
Leah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You enjoy your night, okay? I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Oh my God, guys, that was so good. Like, I wish I had so many other questions. I had so many other things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't want it to be about her recounting just the details of the situations in itself. If you're curious, you can always get the book. I put the link down there in the link in the chat. But I wanted to have that conversation just like that with her. We've spoken a little bit about it, but not at that level. I've seen her speak about it. Let me just put it that way. I've seen many of her interviews and her speaking about it, and you see how emotional it. And that's what I think maybe angers me a little bit. And it's not about me, but it angers me a little to see that the hurt is so raw inside, right? And it takes time to heal some of those things, some of those wounds. But you see, she's overcoming. You see, she's at the on the other side of something. It is evident that she's on the other side of something. But nonetheless, you see how palpable, how alive that pain is inside, and how she can communicate it. I was not expecting to feel the way I'm feeling because I read the book last year. I had my peace with it, my time with it. But that's life, right? It's because it's human beings. It's because it's you and it's I and it's all of us together. It's because we are all one. We are all unity. Let's continue having those conversations. Let's continue on talking. Let's continue on being honest. Let's continue on taking responsibility. Let's continue on saying I'm sorry. I wanted to task you with one homework today. One homework. I'm not gonna have you go do the 5 P's. You guys should have been doing that since last month. If you want to do the 5 P's again, just do it. Rank yourself. Rank, but not just rank it and put it in a drawer and go by your day. Keep them on check. Manage them. See what is affecting your peace. Hi, Clarice. See, hi, Lindsay. Oh, wait, I already said Lindsay. I love everybody on there, Babette and everyone. Beatrice, of course, and Joe, of course. I'm going to leave you with one homework. Do your 5 P's. Look at the P's in your life. Remember, and they are in the chat for the people on Instagram who they don't have, you don't have the comments. I'm going to give it back to you again real quick. You can measure your peace by looking at 5 P's in your life, 5 areas of your life. Look at purpose, who you are and what you do. By the way, you guys know I have my course, Your Pathway, which is a course that helps you realign your life with its true purpose, meaning align who you are and what you do. Most of us are like this: who I am is here, what I do is this. And the who I am, we don't even know who we really are anyway. But then we're doing a bunch of things that have nothing to do with who we really are, but we don't know ourselves. So we don't know. We're lost. Okay. Your Pathway, check it out. I've been beating that dead horse, but that's how you find your purpose. If you don't know how to find your purpose, there's a course that can help you find your purpose, Your Pathway. People, look at the people around you in your life. Are they supporting you? Are they nurturing you? Or are they adding any sort of value in your life? What are they doing in your life? What is it? People. Rank that. Decide, is it 80, 90%, or is it a 20%? I need to get the F out of there. Okay. Place. where you live, the structure where you live, your community, your neighborhood, your city. Someone like Haiti, in Haiti, is very difficult. This is something that is under attack, the place that they are in. And they continuously try to make it better, creating more security fences. You have more guns. You move that. You have, but this is an under attack in Haiti. But right, like, for the people who are not in Haiti, you may have a little bit more control over that. Provisions is your resources, your money, the things that you need to cover your needs. I'm not talking about your wants, you wanting something fancy. I'm talking about your basic needs. Are you confident that you can meet your basic needs? How confident are you? Your resources. And then your personal health. I'm talking about mental, physical, spiritual. Rank those and understand. And then when you add all of those five things together, between 0 and 100 for each one, divided by 5, you get a score between 0 and 100. Oh, that would be your peace level. And then you choose, am I happy with it? Do I want to increase my score? Do I want to be a B student or A student? Do I want to be a C student? Do I want to be a D student? Okay, so that's the little 5P exercise that you should have been doing. I'm going to give you one homework until I see you for the School of Superpowers first year anniversary live that we're going to do this. You need to find 5 people and or 5 different instances. You know what? 3. I'm going to give you 3. 3. Find 3 people to say I'm sorry to. Find 3 people where you need to admit to your own self or take responsibility for yourself in whatever situation that transpired, and then go say I'm sorry, even if the person didn't ask you, because a lot of times we internalize pain, we internalize violence. You might have said something to someone that hurt their feelings because they're probably so used to abuse, or they are non-confrontational, or for a variety of reasons they just took it in. But you knew what you did was wrong. Go and apologize to that person. Give that to you and give that to that person. If something, now you know you've done something wrong, the person told you did something wrong, and you're trying to be wrong and strong, take that opportunity. You're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel a little bit bad because you're gonna feel a little bit embarrassed, but then you're gonna feel so great afterward. This is you overcome. This is you evolving as a human being when you can do that. 3 people or 3 instances where you go and you say, I'm sorry. Go apologize. And then during our live show, when we're going to celebrate our anniversary, I want you guys to share with me. Or you know what, as a matter of fact, send me a message when you finish doing that. Send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever, on my phone. Send me a message and let me know. Are you struggling with it? Are you looking for the right words to tell your story? Are you feeling that the person might trigger you again because you're going to say sorry? The person is going to act like a certain way. It's going to trigger. Reach out to me. I can help you. But you're going to see how great. Do this for yourself. Don't be, you think you're doing it for somebody else, but you're really doing it for your personal growth. I promise you. And you know what? Lastly, you have things to say you're sorry for. You know what? Because you're not perfect. And you're going to continue having to say you're sorry because you're going to continue hurting people because you're just not perfect. Because the moment you have interactions with people and connections with people, there's a big possibility that you will hurt their feelings. But I'm not talking about you violating someone, right? I'm talking about you hurting somebody's feeling. I'm not talking about you harming someone, which also can be the case. But generally, we hurt each other's feelings because, life is, I stop where you start where I stop. So it's life is a dance. And so sometimes we tend to do a little bit of this. Sometimes this person does a little bit of that, but we have to balance and we have to dance. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. I love you. I love spending the time with you. This is the second to last live until for a while. But I'm sure that when I'm going to get back again in the fall, it's going to be even better. Okay. So I love y'all. Enjoy your night. Have a good night. And we'll see you very soon.